What do you do when 100,000 gallons, actually over 100,000 gallons, falls on your roof in about a 14-hour period? All right, so here we go, folks. This is Billy from Perma Pastures Farm. Rainy day out here, and I'm at the site, the future site of where the chickens will be, and as you can see, it's raining. In fact, a whole lot of rain happened out here. By my calculations, somewhere around 3 inches of rain just occurred in a short period of time. I mean, just since yesterday. Anyway, so it's 3 inches now, and they're expecting considerably more. I think another 1.5 inches. Well, anyway, folks, this is exactly the way not to do it. This is not how you want your water to be collected. Now, granted, in fairness, it's kind of tough to capture that much water. But you know what's not helpful is that right there behind me, you see those two 6-inch pipes? I told you in the past that this is actually a swale, and you can kind of see it. It would actually be filled up if those pipes were capped off, which is actually pretty lucky for me or anybody else who decides to come out here and make it a swale, because you could theoretically put trees up and down the entire length of this building, and you really wouldn't have to do much. In fact, you could make something of a bulkhead with those 6-inch pipes back there. You could have a little flap that opens and closes as you want to let the water in or out. But as it happens right now, let me show you what happens to all the water. Hopefully I don't get hit. It's lunchtime up here right now. I usually film after work, but let me tell you what actually happens with all that water. It comes out behind me down into this gully, and as you can see, folks, I mean, if I could show you the rest of it, it actually goes to the farmer's field. It goes into that, you can't see it, but there's a farmer's field over that other, past that green spot there. All of this, the equivalent, as I've explained before, the equivalent of about 3 Olympic-sized swimming pools comes off the roof of this building, out through those fields, and eventually into the ocean, dragging all the junk in those fields along with it. Well, let's take a look on the other side and see what we did, what little bit we did on the other side to try to capture some of this water instead of letting it just go away and then have months of drought. All right, here we are at the demonstration site, and I'm sorry about the glasses, folks, but I'm at work and they're required here. Anyway, here we are, folks, at the demonstration site, and if I seem a little giddy and happy, well, I am. Because this thing, forgive me if I look down every once in a while, because there is some mud out here and I'm trying not to fall on camera, although it would be entertaining for all of you out there. Anyway, like I said, we had about, by my estimation, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 112,000 gallons that's fallen over this roof, and more is coming. You could do the math on that. I mean, that's for the average home, that's 373 days roughly at using 300 gallons a day. It's a lot of water. But you know what? We only captured, well, let me rephrase that. We captured somewhere around 2,000 gallons of that. Probably more when you count what's already seeped in. Folks, I'm going through, in the distance back there is the newest swale I put in. Now, I was a little concerned. I kind of figured it would be okay. Wasn't 100% sure on that. But look, it's holding up just fine. And there's more coming. The older swale, which is the one here directly behind me, it's filled up and it's draining. And the one that I'm coming up on right now, closest to the birds, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, folks, and I couldn't be happier about it. So instead of having all this water just go downhill, go to who knows where, ultimately, try to do, or let's all try to do as much as we possibly can to try to save some of it. This is exactly where we want the water, in the soil. Have it seeping in. All the wonderful benefits that you get from that unfolding. And honestly, these swales are a tree building system, a tree growing system. Now we have a little bit of erosion behind me. Like I said before, the chickens were here a little too long, and if I had ruminants behind it, you know, this would have already been covered by hay or whatever I decided to put back there. But you know what? We'll fix it here before too long. We'll get that erosion under control. And here in the foreground also, we have a little bit of erosion in front of these swales, primarily due to my foot traffic back and forth watering, but we'll correct that as well. But hey, I can't be happy enough. Things are doing exactly as they should be, and the Permaculture Pimp Daddy is extremely happy today, despite the gloomy weather. Anyway, good luck to you. Build your swales, put in your trees, do all those wonderful things that make life worthwhile, at least I think so. So anyway, this is Billy. We'll see you next time.